So we have a writer that's not here.
Okay.
So he's going to ask questions to Caitlin, then Danny's going to ask some questions. All right, we'll start with the Davidson winners today. We have student athletes Chloe Welch and Ellie Sutphin and head coach Gail Folks. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach Folks.
Yeah, really proud of our team. I thought that, we came out and they hit a barrage of threes, which we knew they were very capable of doing. And, that first quarter got into a little bit of a hole, but we kind of kept sticking with it and made a great run to end the second quarter. Only ended up giving up 1 3 there, I think. In the course of the game, we only gave up 9. So most of those came in the first quarter, and we did a better job. And, just down the stretch, I think our offensive rebounding was huge, getting those extra possessions, and then doing a pretty good job on the defensive glass as well. But proud of them. This was going to be a game of runs, and we threw just enough punches, enough runs, to get the win. And these two right here played spectacular. They were huge all game, and along with Izzy Morgan, coming up clutch in the last play to kind of give us the 4-point lead to seal it. But just proud of our team. A lot of toughness, and that's what we've been all year. So glad to see it on this stage.
All right, we'll start with questions for the student athletes.
Ellie, with this kind of being your first playoff atmosphere experience with the Davidson women's program, just kind of talk about your mental preparation coming into today, and obviously you've seen success in your career, Davidson against Richmond with 32 last time and 22 today. Just kind of talk about that.
I think just coming in and knowing I needed to hunt option A's and find my teammates. I knew this was going to be a big game. It was inside out. I knew my teammates have worked hard, and I knew they're probably going to prepare in a different way, so just finding alternate ways to score.
So this is for student athletes. During all the back and forth in today's game, what do you think kept your team together?
Chloe, why don't you start that one?
Well, we're a really tight-knit group, so naturally we're really good at coming together when things aren't going our way, and I think today we did a really, really good job of sticking together and weathering their runs and just bouncing back faster. So that led to a lot of success for us.
Ellie?
I also think taking away their option A's was a big thing, and I think our team as a whole, like she said, is very close-knit, and we just had each other's backs when it counted, and we capitalized on our runs, and we made sure we had longer runs than they did, and I thought we'd done a great job supporting each other in those times.
Chloe, you hit 2 big threes, seemed like when the team needed it most, but also you're all over the glass today. Was that kind of your mindset coming into this game? A focus for you was rebounding?
Yeah, I always know that if I can get rebounds, then it'll have a good impact on the game. So, and if I can get rebounds and along with the other guards, then we can push and transition faster. So I knew that was important.
How much was that run before halftime gave you momentum, and what was the message in the locker room?
So that run before halftime, I think, set us up for the rest of the game because we knew how bad we wanted it. We just knew we had to hit shots, and at first your nerves are out there and getting around those, and then just really having that run showing that hey, we can do this. It really upped our morale.
Chloe, anything to add?
Yeah, that and so the run happened, and then the locker room, we said, it gave us confidence and showed us that we're very capable of continuing to have runs like that and to keep giving them runs.
Anything else for student athletes?
That's
all.
all.
Ladies, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Questions for Coach Folks?
You mentioned Izzy Morgan a little bit earlier, and she was able to kind of secure the game with that last layup. How huge is it for you to have a freshman point guard with such poise and big moments like that?
I think Izzy's very talented, and I think that she's a great teammate, a great leader for us, even as a freshman. And, just her energy, her positivity with her teammates, is something that I think shines through in those moments. She believes in herself because she's always believing in everybody. Ever since the beginning of the year, we've put the ball in her hands in those moments, and, she's delivered. And, I think that just it comes down to just how versatile she is, but I think also just, the belief that she has in everyone, kind of shines through in that moment for herself as well.
How pleased are you with the growth of Ellie throughout this season?
Yeah, Ellie, is a very young player. She's been in college now 3 years, but she enrolled, she skipped her senior year of high school at NC State. So she enrolled because of COVID and those other reasons, 1 year early. So she was 17 when she got to NC State, 19 when she showed up here. I mean, she's really as old as some of our freshmen. And so it's not surprising to me that she had such growth as the season's gone along, with her getting comfortability within our system and style, getting comfortability with how we do things, and getting to know her teammates. But, since day one, she's been in the gym, she's been working with coaches, she's been trying to get other teammates in the gym, and, she's definitely been, another player that's been a leader for us since she's got here, and has a great personality. Another one that, always believes in herself, always believes in others, and, knows that she can do it. So I think you're starting to see her just get more comfortable in her own skin, and we keep playing through her. She's doing a great job.
You get back to the quarterfinals in the Atlantic 10 tournament again, similar to the 2020 season. What's now the focus as we look forward to tomorrow?
Hey, we're playing Dayton again. Last time we were kind of in this spot, we did the same thing, and I think for us, every game is its own beast. How we went about beating Richmond is probably going to be a little bit different, than Dayton, and we've got to get our team prepared to kind of switch gears and change gears. Dayton is very, very different than Richmond in a lot of ways, and we played them tough at our place, and I'd anticipate that. We've got to, put a great game plan together over the next 24 hours to beat a great team. They've been there before. They've won a lot of games, and I believe that we've got the confidence that we can go out there and get them. But it's changing gears. And I think that's what we talked about in the locker room very briefly before I got here. Is every game is its own beast. How we went about this one might be completely different tomorrow. So you got to be ready.
Last one, the girls talked about it, but that run before halftime and the message in the locker room.
Yeah, I think, it was like, hey, we've got a couple adjustments. We figured out a few things, offensively. We figured out a few things defensively. It's like, all right, well, now we got to do it all the time, and it was just such a big contrast, I think, from the start of that game, the types of shots that they were getting versus as that game went along. And, like I said, they ended up with 6 threes in the first quarter and only ended up with 9, and then they still didn't necessarily get to the free throw line either. So I think we just did a better job overall, kind of controlling the types of shots that they got, and I think our defense came through at the rim pretty well.
Good. Okay. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Caitlin, ready? All right, we'll do a opening statement from Richmond coach Aaron Roussel, followed by questions for student athletes Grace Townsend and Addie Budnick, and then we'll go to questions with Coach. Coach, opening statement, please.
Yeah, never easy at the end of a conference tournament when you know you didn't get that dream of getting to that championship game and hopefully cutting down the nets. Obviously there's a realization in the locker room after a day like this. So, kind of get back to the game. But I think first and foremost, I want to thank our seniors, for this run. I think everybody gets to this time of year, and if you lose a game in the conference tournament, especially early, you think back to a million things that you wish would have gone differently and wish would have done. But, I think we, as a program, myself included, very grateful to them sticking it out. I think this program is a lot different than what it was when they came here, and, that's a huge credit to them. I think the fact that we're so disappointed today speaks to the culture that they've helped build. So thankful to them, but excited about the future. But, for today, you never want to make one game a microcosm of the season, but, I thought we struggled with some things that we talked about this week. I thought some things that we maybe cleaned up last week with the rebounding. I thought we probably were the toughest and kind of the best we have been rebounding the ball here in the last week. And they put some pressure on us today. I think they were very aggressive on the boards. And we kind of got caught on some switches, and they made us pay on a few of those. But, you couple that with a few transition easy looks. There was times I thought our defense was good. I thought our offense was very good at times. But some of those easy transition looks they got, some of the second chances, just really took the wind out of our sails and probably changed the game in their favor.
All right, questions for the student athletes. Let's go back here first.
When Davidson adjusted defense to contest more three-pointers, how tough was it to find the right shot?
Addie, you want to start?
Yeah, I got it. They started taking it away, and we knew we had a game plan. We knew we had to try to get it in the post and slips to the high post. But overall, they did a good job defensively taking away what we're good at, but we just didn't get this one.
Grace, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, just adding on to that, they took it away, and then we kind of grew stagnant, and then they did take it away, though.
You guys, statistically speaking, had a pretty solid day, but what can you take from this to give you confidence as sophomores going into next season?
Obviously we're disappointed. This isn't how we wanted it to end, but I think we can take away a lot of good things from this year. I think the seniors taught us a lot in terms of leadership and just where we can take the program, and I think there's huge hopes for the future, and I'm super excited for what we'll bring in the future.
Yes, we are still sophomores, but I'm also glad that we are young and we're able to learn from this, remember this, and take away what we learned so far.
How close do you think you were able to stick to your game plan? And what was the biggest challenge that Davidson presented?
Grace, you want to start that?
I think we were sticking to it until they began to, like you said earlier, take away the threes, and then it grew very stagnant. Yes.
Honestly, Davidson played really hard, and we knew what we needed to do, but we just, for some reason, just didn't click today, and it's not good to have when you're not clicking on this kind of day when it's one and done. So it's survive and advance in March, and we just didn't get it today, and they played really well. So.
All right, anything else for student athletes? All right, ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, questions for Richmond head coach Aaron Roussel.
Coach, strong start, shooting 62% in the first and then kind of tapered off. What do you think was the difference between the first and the rest of the game?
Yeah, I thought we came out with a lot of energy. I thought we moved the ball really well. I think we focus, or at least I focus a lot of our offense, not necessarily on what we've scored or shooting percentage, but kind of the quality of shots. I thought we got some really good baskets, really good looks at the basket. We got some great looks from three. Granted, we were hitting, but I just thought we moved really well. We moved the ball really well, something we really addressed and talked about coming into the game. I think they're a team that can really gap you and really crowd things up, and I thought they were very physical inside. I think we got some of those switches with some guards guarding in the post. They were just really physical, and I think that's something that we need to talk about. I think we got some things in the high post a little bit. I thought when we moved the basketball, I thought, we kind of got them we kind of used the term in a blender on a few occasions, but whether it was us being stagnant or them really kind of getting to help and kind of shutting down those driving gaps, I thought they did a really good job of that. Maybe that was an adjustment, or maybe they just kind of did that better after that first quarter.
How important was rebounding, especially down the stretch?
I think that's been our Achilles all season, honestly. I think this whole thing started, kind of our two bigger kids were, two biggest kids didn't practice a lot early in the season, and kind of got the sense at that point that maybe they weren't going to be back as quickly as we would have liked with Chapin in particular. So we kind of had to tweak some things with our offense, which I think we're really good. I think we were a scary team offensively. I think when we did things defensively and rebounding well, I think that coincided with that. We tried to go to the zone today, and I thought we had been rebounding pretty well out of the zone. That was kind of hit or miss today. Like I said earlier, rebounding was the difference in those last 3 games of the regular season. Almost pulling an upset against Rhode Island, the last 2 wins against Fordham and VCU. We were on the plus side rebounding, and we hadn't done that. We talked about that a lot this season. We hadn't done that. Thought we had kind of made some strides, and we did at times today. I thought we were really good when we kind of got the one and dones early, but they were really relentless on the boards, and like we always say, coaches watch film. They kind of know your weaknesses, and it's a lesson learned, and hopefully something we'll address in the off season and in next season.
Another one?
Emma was recognized as the 6th Woman of the Year. Just talk a little bit about her impact on the team.
That's hard because obviously, you feel for seniors on days like this, their last chance to kind of cut down the nets, and she's battled injuries. I hate when people say that these weren't your recruits, and wait till. I think we've loved these kids and have loved coaching them. Emma, special in the sense that coming back from injuries, there was a point that we weren't sure if she was going to be able to play basketball again. And she had some surgeries, and whether it's mental or physical, I don't think there's a lot of people that even would have tried to come back from what she did. And, for her to have the season she did this year, and, I think like every kid, you want to start, you want to make an impact. And I think we got to a point where, some of our better starting lineups maybe weren't with her, or at least trying some things. And, I think that's always hard as a senior when you've worked to come back for this. And she knew, I knew that she was one of our better players, but she bought into that. And I think we kind of jokingly said, hey, if you're not going to start, go be the best kid off the bench in the league. And for her to come back and be rewarded for that, be recognized for that, I saw that as a coach. I think our coaching staff saw that all year. We recognized what she was able to give us, both on the floor and off the floor, but kind of the boost that she gave us coming off the bench. And for other coaches to see that, I'm grateful for that too.
Okay.
With the young starting 5, 3 sophomores, even Kayla, freshman, getting a few starts, what's your mindset moving forward into next season?
It's hard on days like today to think to the future. I think everybody in that locker room was grateful for, kind of what we had up until this point. But I think also people, the seniors included, were excited for where this program's going. I think we were humbled at times, and I think we were on the ups for some long winning streaks, and BCS conference wins. Kind of what we did there at the end were great wins, but we were humbled at times too. And so I think while we're excited about the future, maybe not today the day to do that, but I think goes without saying we're excited about the future, but we also know we got to get better too. I think a lot of that will happen in the weight room this summer. A lot of that will help in skill development this summer. Some of it's just getting healthy and resting a little bit. But I do like what we have, but I think a lot of what we have for the future is set by what those kids have done over the last 3 years, and really 4 years. They were all here before I got here.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate the support.